Hello YouTube and welcome back to Allie's Wonderland Creations. I am Alice Seraphin and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. Well, this is Paper Pumpkin Alternative video number 13. And I'll be showing you, we're going to be using this piece some of you might have thrown away. It's okay if you did. I'm just going to show you what I've chosen to do with mine. There's 4 of these, so I did have enough to show you. The card This is my sample. We're going to change it up some, but this was my first attempt. And I finally found a use for those Mint Macaron glimmer snowflakes, and I used a little punch to make more. And these, the Joy, the J and the Y and the little Santa are from the October's Paper Pumpkin Kit called Ho Ho Ho. This month's Paper Pumpkin Kit is called From the North Pole. So yeah, you guys are probably tired of seeing all this stuff. So let's see. That's the add-on. This was October's, okay, that coordinated with it. This was From the North Pole. And I think I actually did one tag. I didn't use the snowflakes and I didn't use that Mint Macaron at all. That just didn't do it for me. So this is an add-on for next month. You can see this down here, hopefully. Let me see. Okay, these are awesome. Where are mine? I'll show them to you real quick. And then I'm going to show no more stuff. We're going to get on with this card because it might take me longer. So, they are full-size cards and envelopes. You have Balmy Blue. And the Balmy Blue goes with this adorable envelope with the polka dots. Next is, let's see, the basic gray goes with basic gray stripes. And then we have what I believe to be Blushing Bride. And she has polka dots as well. And then we have Pear Pizzazz, and Pear Pizzazz has stripes. So you get 20 of them. Yeah, 5 of each one. Let me see. Yes. 5 of each color setting for 10 bucks. I got me 2 packages because I plan on using those for my card. So, video number 13, I showed you the card. Let's get started. I wrote down some measurements nice and big. Hopefully you guys can see this. So, you need a card base. This is just regular with basic white. So it is right here, 8 and 1/16, 8 and 1/8. Okay, scored at 4 and 1/16. Because this is a very snug card. I needed that extra room. And this is 7 and 1/8. So you need a 7 and 1/8 by 8 and 1/8, and then you score on the 8 and 1/8 inch of a side at 4 and 1/16. Give it a good crease. The next thing you're going to need is a piece of DSP, 4 and 1/16 by 8 and 1/8. Now, I cut it 4 this way because of the pattern of the paper. I turned it this way and I cut it at 8 and 1/8 because then I needed to cut 1 inch off for the inside of the card. So, little diagram here. Okay, on the 4 and 1/8 inch side, whichever way you want to do it, just at the very bottom, depending on which way your card is going. This is going to be a portrait style card. So, then you will need a piece of vellum, 4 by 7 and 1/8. So let's get started, and you're going to need this little piece you might have thrown away. So let's get this glued down real quick. And we're even going to glue our inside piece down. So I'm going to stand it up like so, just so I know it goes all the way to the bottom. There we have it. And I'm going to open her up, and this little 1-inch strip, I just thought this is such a big card that it kind of needed that little bit of it in here. And you might need to trim just a smidge. See that little bit there? We need to trim that. You can just do so. I can cut it straight there because I have a guide, an edge to guide me. So next, oh look, I must have ink on my fingers. Oh well. Okay, so that is our card base. Ta-da! Let me set this aside and my card base, and let me show you what we're going to do with this doohickey. We're going to cut her up. She will not fit on this particular card, and this card is, I have these envelopes. I told y'all, I got them at a thrift store. Something, and that's why this is the size of the card. So, you know, you can make your own envelope, but if you have a card, a 5x7, you might be able to squeeze the on there. So, all right, turn it over. How to tell you to do this? Well, first thing I did is I cut the center one off. And I'm going to need to take it a little bit farther. I don't want any of that red in there. That might be a little too much I took off, but we'll find out. There we go. Now I don't want, I'm just cutting off the extra color off of the ends here. Ugh, it pulls it. You have to really be careful. You know what? We're going to start again. I have an extra one. I have a couple extras. Just, you know what? We're going to do this by hand. Screw the cutting with that. That pulls it and gets it all mixed up. All right. Where's my snips? At least for this piece here, this one that's in the crumb cake, we are hand cutting that out because that is our main piece. And it needs fussy cutting. It really will be the best way. And because when you use your guillotine or cutter, it is so flimsy. So you can see I'm just, and I can cut it straight because I'm just following the coloring on there. All right. We're going to round the edges just like it does, just by turning the paper, taking off all the white we can get off without making a mess of it. All right. This is where the tags came from the North Pole kit. And we're almost there. Now the other ones I can cut with, well, maybe I can't cut them with the guillotine. Part of them will be need to get cut with the guillotine. Let's see. There's that. Let's see what this one looks like. Okay. I'm going to try to come back in with my guillotine and do some trimming. Well, we will need to do trimming because we're going to lay these together, and I don't want, I'm going to show you, to make them fit, this one here needs to sit on top of these. So these have to be the same size or thinner on the inside piece, which is this side, for it to work. So I'm going to hold it really still. I'm going to put a lot of pressure here on my guillotine so it doesn't pull it when I cut. So I'm going to come up here to the top. Need just a hair more off. And let me check. This is basically how you have to do it. You're just checking to see that when you glue that on top, it's going to go right to the inside edge. And see how I have this little white edge? I don't want that. So I'm going to take it all the way down. There. And you're going to do this to both pieces. I'm just double checking to make sure that I don't have any white edge showing in this one. And I still have a little bit. So it's got to come down even. That's not even cutting it, Alice. All that work lining it up for nothing. And still not. Okay, so now I'm going to cut on that line just to make sure. Since like guillotine just doesn't want to get it where I want it. Alright, so that one then, the first one, you can see this. Let me show you what I need something colored so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. This piece here is going to get glued on top like that, and I don't want any of this showing on the inside of this. So we have to repeat this now, working with this one. And you're going to see why. Because when we lay this one on top of that one, do you see how much we have? In fact, we could do it like so. Didn't think of this before. Would have been a lot easier. I am just going to use a pencil and run down, oops, the inside there a bit. And that will show me how much to cut off. Now this is the one I just kind of tore earlier, so I'm holding it. I'm doing it very carefully. Was looking for the frame I cut out. So let's see how I did. Alright, I still need just a smidgen off of here. And I'm not worried about it being straight. I'm just taking a smidgen more so that when I line these up, no white. That is perfect. Okay, so those done. And then I'm going to do some surgery up here at the top of these to make them look like the gift tags they were that got punched out. And how I'm doing that is I'm literally going to stick it in the guillotine, eyeball it, and cut. Now this piece here, that little triangle piece, I cut off. Okay, let me show you. This little piece here. Okay, I'm going to take it, flip it over now so it matches on the side. Where's that pencil of mine? This is how I did it. And I simply ran my pencil like that, and it will be identical now. All right. So we got that edged. Now I'm going to do the same. I'm not measuring the first time around, okay? I'm not. I'm just going to get it up there. Now, because it's the color point, I want to flip it over like so for it to match. If I did it with the stripes on top of the stripes, the angles would be different. Have to cut it from the back. So there you have it. So we are all done with that part, and the fun starts now. We're gonna glue this stuff together. So let's see how I'll do it on here. There gets glue on it, so be it. I want y'all to see what I am doing. My little IV bottles, I brought them out here, cleaned them. They're all full of glue, and now I can't find where the bottles are. So we'll use this clear envelope. So for right now, I am going to, the one that has the H's for Holly Jolly, that is going to the left of the card. So I'm gonna put glue, that is way too much glue on here. I'm going to run that glue with my finger. Yes, I am. Along down both sides. I'm only going to stick one down. The other will be down in a minute. I am now gluing these on top of each other. And there will be a little difference. See how that is? That's okay. That's where I want it. Now we're going to turn it over and repeat said process. Like so. That went better than I thought. Okay, so now we have it. Oops, spoke too soon. Get back where you were. So now you can see we have our tag frames all where they belong. Next, we need the vellum. Okay, so now I'm going to add glue lightly all over my frames. It is dumping buckets and buckets of snow. It's gonna be lovely Christmas time. Okay. There we have it. Now we are going to put this down on our vellum and we're going to do some fussy cutting again. So bring it down. I want it all the way at the bottom because that helps me not to have to do this fussy cutting in and around these indentions. Now all they have to do is fussy cut around my frames, and that is really easy. I use the edge of the paper as a guide for my scissors. And vellum cuts really nice and easy. No issues. I will need to trim that little bit up. Just needs a little more of the vellum out of the way. And let's see, there is a little bit of vellum showing on the edge of this, so I'm just going to quickly snip that away. And let's dump that. So, see, now we have this gorgeous piece, and our card base is right here. And this time, I told you, it's going this way. Love it. You could also do it this direction, which, you know what? Okay, we'll flip it. Why not? I told you you could do it that way. We're going to do it that way. So now we're going to glue this down again. We're going to just go where the frame is, not on the vellum itself. Vellum doesn't play well with glue and adhesives. You want to hide it, otherwise you can see it. Turn it this way and do around the little edges. And I said we're doing it this way. And oh my gosh, I absolutely love this one. Needs to go up a little bit. It's sticking not where I want it. Come on, be nice, play nice with me. There's just enough for a tiny bit of a border. Am I being too picky? Maybe. There you go. So that vellum just softens up our background. Oh, so cool. So next, what are we using? Well, I have this banner piece with Mary from the Ho 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 kit. It needs a little more glue there. We're going to use it. We're going to use a Santa Claus. We're going to use one of them mint macaron pieces, and then we're going to do some stamping. So let's bring in the stamping pieces. So From the Ho 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 paper pumpkin, we're going to use Christmas. We're going to stamp all of this in Memento. We're going to use from the Ho 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 that Santa in his sleigh. And another one of those banners from the Ho 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 kit, and from the North Pole kit, and from the North Pole kit, a Santa hat. So let's get started with our stomping. Here we go. We're doing Santa and his reindeer. I'm holding it down there. You can see I'm using a paper pumpkin block. When I first subscribed, I got a free stamp block. This is it. I'm using it. So there's my Santa. I'm going to set that aside. Next, this sometimes gets me, but we're using the Christmas. And I am going to walk it down because I'm going to go at an angle. Just when I do skinny strips like this on camera, it helps. So I'm holding it down, giving it a minute. Let's see if I got it well enough to use it. Oh, beautiful. Okay, now we're going to stamp the inside of our card, and that stamp says, with a little more sparkle and a little less stress, let's make this Christmas the very best. We are using that. This saying is from Very Best Occasions in the mini catalog. I'm going to move this aside because I got to bring the card in. We already have that nice piece of DSP down at the bottom. Just taking my little stamp for a walk around my ink pad. I'm going to bring this right here. Ta-da! Gorgeous. Okay. We are done with the Memento and the stamping for the moment. We might need the glue. So let's get on with the party, shall we? So the first thing we're going to do is glue down that Mint Macaron snowflake. And I'm going to show you how I made the little ones to match. Do I want it? I want it this way, right in the center. Then I'm going to use a couple of dimensionals for my Santa. Right here he is. And his beard and everything. I use those pearlized, the Pearlized Enamel Effect Basics. I've only used the white. I have the others, I just haven't used them. So, we have our Mary on its banner. We are going to glue. Do we want to pop this one up too? You know what, on this, we're going to go ahead and really pop this card up. Let's see. So here's a couple more. It's going to take 3. It's a very large banner. So it is going to need, how are we doing in camera? I just want to check because this card is really there. Okay, let's see. Usually don't do that with my good snips, but. So we're going to do Mary here. Now Christmas is going to get, I thought about tucking it. Oh, it's way too. I guess we're going to have to glue it straight on there. Not something I would normally like to do, but it's going to go well. So it's right there. Merry Christmas. Now where's my Santa in the sleigh? This is going up here. And it is going to get, why not? We're going to pop it all up on dimensionals. We need 3 for this one too. Oh. Let's just go ahead and take this edge. It doesn't want to be there. It wants to come to the party. So. Here we go, Santa and his reindeer. Up here, now we have our Santa hat. We are going to include up here. Do I want the Santa hat? I really did at first, but now it's almost too big. Unless I go... Okay, no Santa hat. I guess we'll have to do our little snowflakes. Now, I have this wee little snowflake punch. Any snowflake punch you have, and I'm using the outside bits of that mint macaron that had them snowflakes in it. And I'm just going to punch to my heart's content. And I need some more. I need this center bit. And then I will have used it all up. Let's see, let's do some more, as many as we can get punched. Oh, that looks like it. Okay, so let's lay these out. We're gonna go one there. Just gonna put our snowflakes one there. That means one's going down in this corner to help balance it. One there. Now, I kind of just like it just like that, actually. You don't have to go hog wild. So we're going to do that. And y'all, this card, I'm going to get some Wink of Stella on it. And we are going to be done. We need Wink of Stella on Santa Claus and his reindeer. They have to sparkle and shine. After all, it is Christmas time. Here we go. Santa's hat, the red part of it. And we're going to do the Mary. And we're going to do the Christmas because we want it nice and sparkly. Now, you could go farther and embellishment this, but there you have it. That is my Christmas card. We are going to do our envelope. You need to. Come on. So, since the envelope gets mailed this way, we're going to turn it this way. And I originally put Joy because I used Joy, but I don't have that. Let's see what we have. We're going to use that Merry Christmas on here. And we are going to go with Real Red because it's out and available. So we are going to do Merry Christmas here. Then we have that great big candy cane. We are going to go here. And then I'm going to bring in the No Peeking, which is my favorite little stamp. I absolutely love this. Right here. No Peeking. And that, my friends, is this card. How'd I do for time? I'm surprised. So, let me give you a look. This is our card we just created. This is my sample. Getting it out. I'd like to be interested to know which one you guys like better. I'm going to turn them sideways. This one is supposed to go this way. This is my sample. This is the one I did for you on video. Same identical thing. One's landscape, one's portrait. So I'd love to know what you think and which one's your favorite. And I hope you come back and visit me in my Wonderland. Bye-bye now.